I want you to be more like James Bond. You're a man in your 30s or 40s and you're feeling overwhelmed. You come home from work completely exhausted. Your mental clarity isn't there. You're letting things slip. You're becoming sloppy in many different parts of your life. And this isn't your fault. Of course, you're going to take ownership. You're going to reverse this situation, but it's a consequence of modern culture. You simply have too much on your plate and you're not prioritizing your well-being. But I want you to remember James Bond, because every man looks up to James Bond, or every man should look up to James Bond, because he has so many qualities to aspire to. Of course, he's fictional, but we can often learn a lot from fictional characters. And let's think about some qualities of James Bond that you can adopt in your everyday life and start thinking about. And it's not only going to make you more magnetic, but it's also going to make you a happier person as well. You'll be more content. You'll be more proud of yourself. Here are some things to think about. James Bond is non-reactive. Have you ever seen James Bond in a tense situation? Have you ever seen his reaction when somebody tries to get a rise out of him? He's completely non-reactive, and he embodies so much of perfect masculinity in that sense. Masculinity gets such a bad rep these days. What even is toxic masculinity? Because masculinity in its purest forms is one of the best things. And too many men nowadays have lost touch with their masculinity. So let me ask you this, my friend. Do you have emotional outbursts? Do little things trigger you all the time? Does it happen with your family? That's the worst, if you have emotional outbursts with your family and then you feel terrible afterwards. Do some things happen at work where you completely lose your cool? That is not being like James Bond. You can be 10 times more effective by staying calm and standing up like a man and committing to not reacting in the same way. It is basic animal-like behavior, my friend. If every single time you have the same trigger in life, you respond in the same way. The great doctor and philosopher Viktor Frankl, who wrote one of the best and hardest to read books of all time, Man's Search for Meaning, he's a Holocaust survivor, he once said that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is your power to choose your response. And in your response lies your freedom. I hope I got most of that quote right. But if you can learn to be that guy who stops responding emotionally, who stays calm in all situations, that's fantastic. Next up, James Bond is in great shape. He doesn't have a pot belly. He doesn't have a dad bod. Dad bod is one of the worst modern day terms, by the way, because it's viewed as endearing. There is nothing endearing about a gut which is hanging out, raging insulin resistance and inflammation. You will get hold of that. You will start getting your backside to the gym an hour every single day, and you will prioritize your health and well-being, because nothing comes before your health. If you're eating junk, if you overload with carbs and sugar first thing in the morning, if you can't control yourself around treats, that is not being like James Bond. You will prioritize your health and well-being. And yes, it will be number one before even your family, because what use are you to your family if you're not in good health? Next, where are we? Number 3, James Bond masters things. Have you noticed that whatever we're talking about, James Bond appears to be a master at it? Of course, it's fiction. In reality, you can't master everything, but it is the mindset of wanting to master things. You don't want to let things slip. You don't want to be second best. If you're on the field of play, you are going to be giving things your absolute best, whether or not you are a champion. You will have the mindset of a man, the ultimate masculine mindset of wanting to master whatever it is you do and be the best. Number 4, James Bond has a great sense of humor. This links to staying calm. He can be in the worst of situations and he will have the best one-liners. They are hilarious. And he's able to come up with that humor because he's not taking things too seriously. He believes in himself. He knows he's doing his best and he understands that certain things are out of his control. But he is going to approach everything with the best possible sense of humor. That is a great trait to have. It's very magnetic as well. Can you be in the worst situations and still have a sense of humor, still smile, come out with that one-liner because you're not that dude that is panicking? Ask yourself that question. And finally, number 5, James Bond is always dressing well. He is dressed to the nines. He is immaculate. Are you the typical guy who puts no effort into how you dress? It's really sad. I mean, look around you. Men in their 30s and 40s are not putting any effort in. I want you to really think about this, because when you start dressing well, it says so many other things about you. People respect you more as well. But you are showing up in the world and saying, look, I am going to dress my very best. I'm going to look good. Are you that guy who wears sneakers with smart pants? Are you that guy who has your shirt hanging out? Do you not wear a tie? Give you an example. As a doctor, I wear my tie 7 days a week. And most doctors out there don't even wear a tie anymore. And those that do often won't wear a tie on the weekend. Why don't you wear a tie on the weekend? What is it psychologically saying, that you're not putting in full effort on the weekend? Would that happen in a 5-star restaurant or 5-star hotel? Show up your very best. And you might need additional help with this if you're not used to it. But I would highly advise giving your fashion an upgrade. You do all of these things, and you will find that you will be showing up in the world a much happier guy. Your friends will respect you more. Your family will respect you more. But you can't be in the position you're in now. You're really letting things slip. You are mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. You're not the best possible version of yourself. And I really do believe that James Bond is a great role model. Be like James Bond. He has some amazing qualities. Check in the links down below. Make sure you've signed up for my free V-Metabolic magnetic newsletter, and also check out my 30-day energy and metabolic health reset to get you going on this journey to show up in the world with more mental clarity, less exhausted, less stressed, less burned out, 10x your energy levels by fixing your metabolic dysfunction. We'll speak in the next video.